Welcome to my channel. This is Dawn with Pink Chair Gaming, and this is the island of Blossom. And today we are finally going to do a tour of my finished island, and I'm really excited to show it to you. I am very happy with how it turned out. To start with, let's go ahead and look at the map and see who all we have for villagers. I've only got 9 villagers on the island. I ran out of room for houses, but I'm really happy with who I've got. We have Sherb, Cherie, Molly, Tipper, Poppy, Ione, Meringue, Vladimir, and Sylvana. And here's a picture of my flag, which is technically one of my little flowers that I use on the ground. I really wanted to have something different, but I just completely ran out of custom code spaces, which I'm sure you can understand. But anyway, without further ado, let's get started on the tour. And here is my entrance, and I love how this turned out. Very symmetrical, but this is one of my favorite ways of creating fake buildings, and I'm very happy with how this is. And one of my favorite parts about this is actually this little wall that's back here. That is a great custom code. I'm really glad I found that one. So we're going to make our way to the left over here. And this is an entrance to my park, which we will come back around and I'll show you the park in a minute. And this leads to our resident services area, which is very, very simple, but I'm very happy with it. And then moving down this direction, I have a little bit of stuff down here. I am not one that's really a big beach decorator, but I did decide to do a little bit of decorating on this particular island. And over here to the right, I have a cute little tiki bar. And then over to the left-hand side, I have a surf shop. All right, and then we're going to head back up this way and continue to the left. And over here is my shopping district area, and we are going to start with my Nook's Cranny, which I turned into like a little, like a farmer's market, and I love how this turned out. I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do, and I think this turned out really, really well. And then going down this way, this is another one of my little front beach areas that I do have decorated. And this is one of my favorite spots on the island. I love how the little grassy area turned out. And then down here on the beach, I have the little snapping turtles and just kind of a weedy looking little beach, but I do like how this turned out. And then over to the left here is my pier. And this is the first time I have ever decorated my pier. I don't think I've ever done it before, and I thought it turned out really cute. And then back up this way, as we make our way back onto the island area, this is a cute little restaurant that I created, and I did it kind of from the side over here because this custom code that's directly behind me is one of my favorites, and I was determined to find a way to use it, and this was the best way that I could figure out, and I absolutely love how this turned out. Alright, so we're going to go ahead up this direction, and as I said, this is like a little restaurant. I decided to do it from the side, as I said, instead of from the front, and I thought this turned out pretty good. And then heading up this direction on the left-hand side, I have a little bookstore area. And then continuing up on the right, we have the museum, which I did a very, very simple design here, but I thought it turned out really well. And then over to the left, we have Able Sisters. And I'm not going to lie, this was probably the hardest thing that I actually designed. But I think in the end, it turned out okay. Then continuing on to the back, on the right, I just created like a fake building that's supposed to be like a little flower shop area, but it's not one that you can actually go into, and I thought it turned out really well. And then over here to the left is a food truck area. And this actually feeds into my soccer stadium. And I thought this turned out so good. I definitely want to look at this one a little bit better. There we go. I thought this turned out so good. This is one of my other favorite spots on the island. Alright, so continuing around, we are getting to the pride and joy of my island, and this is my school area, and I'm going to go ahead and show you the school and then come back and show you this little area back here. So this is Blossom School. It turned out really well, and I'm going to go up here because this is the best way to get the best view of it. And I will get out of the way. As I said, this is the pride and joy of my island. This is the biggest design I have ever done, and I knew I wanted this on my island. I've been wanting to do something like this for a really long time, and I am so happy with how this turned out. And again, I do want to give a shout out to Nora at Horrible Gaming for giving me the inspiration for this design. Alright, so back over this way as part of the school, I have like a little outdoor seating area. And I thought this turned out really well. And then it looks onto this little area back here in the back. Alright, so continuing on, we're going to go over to the right hand side of the island, and this is going to enter our neighborhood area. And we'll do the back part first. And here at the very edge of our neighborhood, we have a cute little entrance that does go back to my secret beach. And we have like a little coffee bar back here. And then a way to get up to the seating area where you can sit in this little garden area that you can see from the outdoor seating of my school. Alright, let's head back over towards the neighborhood. And it is a very simple neighborhood. I tried to decorate at least a little bit and tried to make it as simple as possible, but still not, you know, I want it to be full but not cluttered. I'm just not a cluttered type of person. And then over here are the last couple of houses. And I thought this turned out really well for this back part of the neighborhood. And then here is my house, and we will go in. I've only got 2 rooms decorated. I have the front room here that is decorated, and this is kind of a blueprint for me. I always decorate my houses the same way. It's just my favorite way of doing it. But as I say, here's the front room. And then this is how I have my bedroom. And I did not decorate the basement or the attic, so not worth going in there. And I covered up the 2 side rooms, so these are the only 2 rooms that are decorated in my house, but I like how it turned out. Alright, so continuing on around, on this side is the other area of my neighborhood. These are a little bit bigger yards, and I like how they turned out. This one is probably one of my favorites with the little garden area. And then over here is Sherb's house, who had to have a little picnic snack area and a place to take a nap since he's a lazy villager. And then over here we have Poppy's house. And I thought this little garden turned out really good. And then this is Molly's house, and this is another one of my favorite little sitting spots. Alright, and continuing down here on the right hand side, I created a little park for everybody to play in. And I thought this turned out really, really well. And then I didn't show this on video, but I did kind of decorate the front beach up here, and I did this very similar to how I did the other side. I just didn't include the turtles in this one, but at least I did put a little bit of effort into decorating my beaches. Alright, so we are now back around to the entrance of my island, so we're going to go ahead and go this way and take a look at my park area. So as you enter the park, we have my little rock garden that I had so much fun creating. And then directly to the left up here is my campsite area. And it is very, very simple, but I do like how it turned out. And then going back around to the left, up here is a little lookout point that allows you to look onto the school. And I was very pleased with this area because I really didn't know what I was going to do with it, and it turned out much better than expected. And then if you go back to the left, there is an entrance that goes into the park, which goes back towards the school. But we're going to go ahead and turn around and go back around the other way. Alright, so as we go over to the right hand side, over here I've got a cute little artist area, and this turned out really, really well. I knew I really didn't want to have like another picnic area, and I saw this idea on Pinterest, I think it was, and I just thought it turned out absolutely cute as could be. And then I think this is the last little area, which is my bee area. And I think that is it for this island. That is all of it. I am very happy with how this island turned out. I knew I had some ideas for it. I knew I really wanted the school, and I had the idea that I wanted it to be like a little town area that went around the perimeter with a park in the middle, and I think it turned out pretty good. And I want to thank everybody for your support for your videos for this island. I have ideas for a new island that I hope to be starting very soon. So without further ado, thank you to everyone for watching my island tour. If you want to see what we have in store for the next island, please be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!